Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another segment of Read With Me. I am your host, Kelly Michelle. This channel focuses on reading together separately. So I choose a book. We read the book for that month. The entire month, I will post 3 times a week sharing my insights, reflections, and thoughts from the assigned chapter with the goal of reading together 12 books by the end of the year. And so far, we've already finished the first quarter of books, January through March, and now we are focused on April's book, which is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Last time we went over chapters 11 and 12, and this time we're going to focus on 13 and 14. And just as a disclaimer, I'm only just sharing my thoughts, takeaways, reflections, things that spoke out to me in these chapters. I'm not trying to share these things as my own concepts or ideas. I'm just really trying to encourage you to read and for us to learn more about money together. So let's dive in chapters 13 and 14. The title of chapter 13 is Room for Error, and the title of chapter 14 is You'll Change. So here are my takeaways for chapter 13, Room for Error. Number 1. Plan on your plan not going according to plan. Number 2, purpose of margin of safety is to render the forecast unnecessary. And number 3, you can't prepare for what you can't envision. And I want to emphasize number 1, which said, plan on your plan not going according to plan. And this seems to be a theme throughout the book. And I think that it's a great theme because we are supposed to plan, which it talks about a lot about saving and planning for your future and etc. within the pages of this book. But at the end of the day, with everything that we plan, and this is just not even just isolated to money, this is life. In life, we can make plans, but at the end of the day, most likely life, money, family, friends, marriages, jobs, you can continue on the list, are not going to go exactly how we planned them to go. There's going to be bumps in the road, and there's also going to be good things too. I don't want to assume that, or for it to project that every time something doesn't go to plan, that it's a negative thing. It could be that you planned, for example, maybe you were doing some investing and you plan to save X amount of money, but then something that you didn't plan is that because you were doing so well in your job, you got an unexpected promotion and an unexpected increase in your salary. So then therefore now you're making more money and potentially you can invest and save more because you weren't really planning for that. Likewise, there are things that happen negatively that we don't plan. So even though sometimes we tend to lean on and think about, not going to plan as a negative, it could also be a positive thing that happened in your life that you didn't plan. But I think the emphasis here is that it's good to plan, but also know that even when you plan, not everything is going to go according to that plan. Moving on to chapter 14, You'll Change is the title. Number 1, long-term financial planning is essential. Number 2, endurance is key. And number 3, accept the reality of changing your mind. And I want to emphasize on number 3. And in the book, and I encourage you to read if you didn't read chapter 14, it was just talking about how we change. I am not the same person that I was when I was a teenager or in my early 20s. I'm a totally different person than I am today. And so it was talking about that also can change in our maybe financial plan or what we do with our finances. In our younger years, in our 20s, maybe we were a lot more adventurous with our money and didn't have a lot of savings because we were focused on just enjoying and living life, going on international trips, enjoying our time in college, experimenting. And it wasn't really important maybe to save. But then as you age, you start thinking about marriage and children and retirement, and there becomes maybe a more responsible part of you that kicks in that says, okay, and instead of living so frivolous in your 20s, you become a little bit more frugal as you age, because you have more responsibilities and you have more goals than what you might have had earlier. So that's what that is talking about, is that you grow and mature just like we do in life. You grow and mature in your perspective, your thoughts, your what you're trying to achieve when it comes to your money. That can grow over time. So those are my thoughts and takeaways from chapters 13 and 14. As I always say, I would love to hear from you. What were some of the takeaways that you got from chapters 13 and 14? And do you believe that last statement I was just talking about how your financial perspective changed over time is accurate and true? Can you see that, when you were younger, you had a different focus for your finances, and now at whatever age you are now, that focus has changed? I would love to hear from you and hear about how that has changed over the years. Next time, we will be going over chapters 15 and 16. And before I end, I always want to encourage you to spend some time reading today, and also like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I want this to become a huge YouTube family where we're reading together separately. So make sure to invite a friend if you are really enjoying this channel. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next time, happy reading.